Welcome to the Talking Shrimpers podcast. I'm your host, Sensei Phil. Reaction coming up from the weekend. Southend 2, Tamworth 0. Great scoreline for us. Very happy with that. Let's get some co-hosts on. Let's hear from, we should have Matt, Finn, Charlie, Chloe and Emily. Full team again. So we'll start with Matt. Matt, how you doing? You had a gig at the weekend?
Yeah, I was kicking off up in Wales at the weekend, so I didn't get to the game, but I've watched it all back on DAZN or DAZN. I'm still not sure. DAZN, I think. It was a great game. Loved it. Even got the old school sounding commentary on DAZN as well. It sounded like a 1970s match on the radio. It's great.
Excellent. So, Finn, how you doing?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, as I said last week, I feel like I'm basically repeating myself, but I'm always happier after a win, so I'm happy again. Yeah, all good.
Good. Now, you just done an interview with Glenn Pennyfather. I've got about 2/3 of the way from that. Really good so far. Had a good chat with him actually on the BBC studio on Friday about your interview. Yeah, how did you enjoy that?
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, I'm trying to do them a little bit more consistently. I guess it's quite different to this podcast, but with those, I kind of value just I'll do one every couple of weeks, but really try and make sure it's good. And it went really well. I'm trying to do them a little bit more frequently, not quite as frequently as this, but yeah, Glenn was brilliant. Obviously, my dad's favourite ever player as well, which always adds a little bit more nerves, a little bit more excitement.
Great guy.
But yeah, great guest, really nice guy.
Great guy, great player as well, I have to tell you. Charlie, you've got a dog show coming up soon, haven't you? Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's in a couple of weeks' time. It's the week commencing 2nd of September. So it's a national dogs trial for the job I do. So I have to compete through sort of local regional trials. And then obviously if you pass through each stage and you're successful, the top dog, if you like, go and compete up at our national training venue up in Coventry, which is on week commencing the 2nd over a couple of days. And then there's a big sort of family day on Saturday the 6th where they sort of do some shows and give out all the awards and the closing ceremony. So fingers crossed we come back with some sort of silverware. But yeah, it's a great achievement just to make it, to be fair.
So you're trying to be top dog. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, quite literally. So we're currently 8th. We're in the top 8. So at the moment.
Nice.
What are the awards, Charlie?
So the awards, there's various different disciplines. So I work with search dogs. So we get awarded on sort of an operational search, as we call it. And then there's scent recognition. And then we have the patrol dogs, which, to be honest, that's what everyone's going up for. They want to see someone be chased down and bitten. So, but yeah, it's all good fun. So, I encourage anyone, if you're free, get yourself down.
What do you get if you win? Did you get a certificate saying good boy on the front of it?
Yeah, I'll get a bonio, a little rosette, and
Get some bone.
And some sort of trophy of some sort.
Super. Emily, how are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. I thought I'd change up the scenery a bit from last week because upon reflection, I thought I was a bit close to the camera, so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit and have a bit more personality
I'm looking
in the screen this time.
Liking the look, I've got to say. Good. So, you can read us a few extracts later. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I might need a bit more time.
Yeah, I think so. Chloe, how you doing?
Yeah, all good.
Good.
All good, thank you. You'll be pleased to know I've changed my shirt. Yeah, got signed as well. So
she had a dirty Chelsea shirt on that chair earlier that I noticed, and she's changed it to a lovely yellow Southend one. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay, let's get some match reaction. So Southend 2, Tamworth 0. Going to start with Finn. Finn, you're in the West End, I believe.
Yeah, in with the Noisy Boys. Used to be the Noisy Boys, but I guess that's maybe the North Bank now.
Still a bit noisy, just not as noisy.
Yeah, a little bit noisy. I mean, it was the first stand I ever sat in, pretty much the first seat I ever sat in. So I just wanted to sit there. But yeah, brilliant game. Brilliant result. And yeah, pretty solid performance, I'd say. Another win on the board, another clean sheet. Colin, personally, my man of the match. You can't really argue with saving a penalty, clean sheet. But yeah, another good game, yeah.
So very tight first half. I thought, of course, the deadlock broken by the blonde hair of Charlie Kendall again, and with a great header. He started the season on hot form, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and we spoke about his hair, and you know what? I'm happy for him to keep it. He's banging in goals, so
He is.
no
He is.
worries. Yeah, I'm coming
Yeah,
around
keep
to it,
that
so
blonde hair.
it's no worries. Yeah, absolutely. And another player as well, Harry Boyes. I thought he was quality. I think he's going to be a massive player
Yeah.
for us. I said it quite a lot during the season, but I thought it was important for us to get a proper left wing back in that spot. I think that was just what we were missing in that defence. There's no disrespect to Bridge or anyone like that, but I think in that spot we really needed a proper left wing back, and I think we finally got one.
So I was going to mention that left side because both goals came from there, didn't they? So the first one was a brilliant cross by Ralphie, and then the second one just I was just salivating for that second goal. The roar, I mean, the cross was just beautiful, perfection, and then Gussie's meeting it first time into the top bins. What a goal that was, Charlie. Your comments on that?
Yeah, Gus's goal was fantastic, weren't it? I mean, the ball. I mean, he didn't have to break. Get my teeth in. He didn't have to break stride, did he? He just met it straight, cleanly. Didn't have to make any sort of movement, and what a finish it was. Quite often you could see them go absolutely over the south stand and all over the place. But yeah, he met it so cleanly, and it came at a good time as well. I felt because I think Tamworth was sort of starting to, I think, feel that maybe there could be a point in this for them. They started putting a little bit of pressure on, although there was nothing of huge danger. But you just felt the more the game goes at 1-0, those sort of final 10 minutes can get a little bit nervy at times, and we've seen it in the past where. A team like that will nick a goal and go home with a draw, and we're sort of left licking our wounds, thinking, "How have we not won that?" So to get that second goal, it put it to bed, and you could just enjoy the final 10 minutes.
So Finn mentioned Colin again. Now, just got some stats for you here. So he's now 8th in our all-time clean sheet list with 37. Flahaven leads the way with 82, and he's second to Neil Freeman's all-time clean sheet ratio, only by 0.004 difference, getting 37 and 83. I thought he was really impressive on Saturday. What were your thoughts on him? The penalty aside, great penalty save, but I thought his all-round performance was really good.
Yeah, I agree. I thought his whole game was brilliant. The penalty save, looking back on it, it was actually a really good save. He got down really well to it. It was, quite in that corner, so he done well to get himself across. And from then, I think, had a real spring in his step, and just his whole decision making. He didn't have many saves to make, well, by the penalty, really, but his decision making was really, really good. I felt he took a lot of the pressure off the defenders when the balls were coming over. He'd be there straight away and saw to it. And yeah, I just thought he had a really, really strong game, and you can see he's full of confidence.
Now, Matt, Andrew Dallas came on, got another 25 minutes. I thought he showed some real class touches. He looked like a player who knew what he's doing at this level. Walker, I have to say, was very disappointing in first half. I don't know if you agree with that, Finn and Charlie. He was taken off at half time. He brought Hopper on, actually, which I thought changed the game. Hopper and Leon, actually, he changed. I'll come to that in a moment. But do you see with York City on Wednesday? Do you see Dallas actually starting that game? What would be your front two?
Yeah, I absolutely see him starting. I think that's one of the benefits now of having the squad that we've got, right? Like we can make those changes as soon as someone's not performing. Your place in the team's going to be under threat. So, yeah, Walker's had a great first game of the season against Gateshead. I thought it was the best I'd seen him, but he wasn't as much at the races against Tamworth. So, yeah, I absolutely think his position's under threat, and rightly so. It's exactly how it should be. And I'm chuffed that we've got those options. Even if it was Spazov, if we hadn't have got Dazov there, yeah, he'll play his part, I'm sure. So, yeah, it's just great to have the options, I think.
And that's going to be the pressure, isn't it? As you say, players looking over your shoulder.
Oh, it looks like it's Phil frozen for everyone.
Yeah, he's frozen.
It's like watching Hopper in the box now, isn't it? How still he is. He missed a few chances, didn't he, Hopper?
No offense to Hopper, but I'm not necessarily his biggest fan. I don't think. I'm not sure. I just maybe I don't see it, but I don't really see him doing too much when he comes on or at all, really, which is a shame. But and also with Josh Walker, I don't think he really did too much during the game. I thought Dallas looked all right, though. I know he had 2 chances where I was surprised he didn't shoot, to be honest. You probably know which one's one about, but he had 2 chances where I thought he was going to shoot, especially a bagsman like him. I thought he'd be all over that, but then he passed it. But I think that's probably just a confidence thing, to be honest.
Yeah, wasn't there a moment in the game against Gateshead where he shot instead of passing it over to Gus, and I think Gus was having quite a bit of a go at him, and I wondered whether or not that was playing in his mind from the first appearance, because he's going to want to look like a team player.
Yeah, it could have been, definitely. But it's almost like he's mixed them up. He should have passed the first time and shot the second. But yeah, I think he'll be a big player for us, though. I really do. You know when a player's moving about and you can just tell they're a quality player just from how they're running up, how they're getting in and around.
Yeah, he's just got that experience. You know, he was showing glimpses of it, his touch and stuff, but just off the ball, his positioning, the odd little sort of slide push in the back, just letting the defender knows he's there, stuff like that. It's just a little bit of nous up top that maybe we haven't really had that experience necessarily. It was sort of coming through, just little moments like that. You know, sometimes you'll get away with them, sometimes you won't, but it just breaks the play up a little bit, and if they do come off, happy days.
Absolutely. I think Phil's back.
I'm back. I went, as we said last week, it's a live show. You are going to get it sometimes. So you keep talking, guys. I was going to mention, actually, Kev, I felt made brave substitute. At half-time, he was forced to bring Ralphie off. But he changed to a flat back 4 and brought Leon into the midfield. And Tom Hopper came on to replace Walker. Did that surprise you, Charlie?
It did a little bit, if I'm honest with you. It's not sort of a formation we typically play, but I think it worked really well. I love watching Leon, so if we can get him in the side anyway, really happy with that.
Yeah, so overall, I don't know if you've mentioned Harry Boyes. I mean, what a superb player. He was excellent, I thought, again, whipping crosses in, both feet. Really, really good. Finn, what did you make of his performance? You mentioned him earlier.
Yeah, Harry Boyes, I thought he was quality, to be honest. As I said a little bit earlier, I think really, really good player. I think it's going to be difficult maybe for Gus this season. I mean, that sounds weird considering he just scored last game, but he might get more goals because we're going to be swinging it in from the left into the right a bit more. So if he stays on that right-hand side, he might be able to get goals like he did against Tamworth, where he's kind of just waiting on that right, waiting for the ball in, and he scores. But it might be difficult for him, like going up and down the wing, crossing it in, because I think a lot of our players are going to go down that left, particularly now that we've got Boyes. I think a lot of our players are going to be going down that left. So it's about whether Gus King, I think it will suit Gus quite a lot, to be honest. Difficult for him, maybe he won't cross the ball in as much or whatever, but I don't think that's really his game. I think his game is best when he. Yeah, exactly. He might do. It's a worry for other National League clubs, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, 17 last year.
I was going to say, so I actually agree with you, Finn. Like, I think most of Gus's goals this season will come because the balls are coming from the left, but more so when Hopper's on the pitch, just to take the players away from him so he can find the place at the back post.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that is the end of the first half. We're going to have a short break coming up. We've got coming up in halftime show, we've got Gus Scott Morris on teammates. We talked to the ladies. We've got Jon Humphrey on 1,000 games following the team. And we'll be starting with Matt Adlington's Comedy Corner. So quick break, don't go away.
This is the halftime show in memory of John Gurrell.
Now, it's the Comedy Corner with Matt Adlington.
Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back. And what a week it's been at Roots Hall. The week started with managers mic'd up with Kev Mayer being recorded by the DAZN chaps. Good to get it out of the way before the season began, I thought, because otherwise Kev would have just been recorded swearing and berating fourth officials the whole time. I'm absolutely sure. So I'm sure that was a conscious reason to get that out of the way early. We started the week with Tom Lawrence releasing a statement around routes already and getting the game, getting the stadium ready for the games. What's going on with your beards, boys? What's that all about? Totally throwing me off. Charlie, you honestly, I thought that was me. What are you doing? All my camera doubled up. Yeah, so we started the week with a statement from Tom Lawrence, getting routes all ready. Another bar planned to go in the North Bank, in addition to the recent one that was added, the West Ham bar. Basically, Roots Hall is just going to become the place to go for drinks in Southend. Now, all the nightclubs have gone. It's going to be entirely surrounded by bars, and hopefully there'll be a game going on in the gaps. The East Stand also got a little bit of an upgrade. We replaced the decking with checkered plate floors because nothing says luxury more than feeling like you're in an 80s nightclub ready to have a night away at Roots Hall. Tom also mentioned the new LED lights will finally be installed at Roots Hall, reducing our carbon footprint at the ground, which is excellent considering most of our carbon footprint is mostly from pigeon droppings at the moment, which obviously a load of fans went in to try and clear up for us, single-handedly doing more of a job than the floodlights, I'm sure. We also finally got to find out what Own the Stage was all about on Friday. That had us all guessing last week. It turned out to be a beautiful new black third kit, which was excellent. I don't know about you, but I was just relieved to know that we do, in fact, own the stage. We don't own a lot at Southend United anymore, but we do own the stage. That is good, and that we'll keep that in case we need to sell it off to buy players in the future. The only thing more fire. Oh my God. Nice one, Finn. This is really putting me off. You know that, guys, don't you? This is great. Chloe, Emily, where's yours at? Not happening? Okay, fair enough. The only thing that was more fire than the black fur kit was, of course, Boots and Laces this week. That had another time going up. Boots and Laces giving Southend Pier a run for its money as the most flammable structure in the city. I'm sure that there will be another insurance payout for that coming very, very soon. The game at Roots Hall on Saturday was excellent. The only thing I really had to complain about was the dodgy referee decision to give a penalty. I thought that was a foul on Charlie Kendall before he gave away the penalty. The dodgiest refereeing decision I've seen since my dad sent me off in an under-15s game when I was a kid. I remember he blew the whistle, called me over, showed me the red card and said to me, I don't need to ask for your name and you're not getting any dinner when you get home either. Absolute nightmare. It was the worst thing in the world, my dad being a referee. When I was a kid, it was really embarrassing. He was an early adopter of VAR, which basically just meant that I had a baby monitor in my bedroom up until I was about 17 years old. Quite often hear him come over the tannoy and say, whistle, handball. And it would just be me in the corner going, no, dad. It was ball to hand, I promise you. My dad took me to my first game at Roots Hall, but he was more excited about seeing the referees than I was about seeing the players. He even come up with his own chants for the referees as well while we were there. He was just singing, whoa, the match officials. Whoa, the match officials. Onside, offside, VAR. What made it worse, he was in full kit. He had the badge, the whistle, the headpiece, the lot. Anyway, that's enough for me this week. Looking forward to York City on Wednesday. Come on, you Blues.
Yes, that's Matt Adlington. He's here again, actually. Hang on.
Now, it's the Comedy Corner with Matt Adlington.
My beard's falling off. Knock, knock.
Go on, who's there?
4.
For who?
4 Matt Adlingtons. well, you kept disappearing last week and you got stuck at the airport. So we thought we'd just make sure you were here, so we're edging our bets. One of us will be here. So I'm having a right nightmare with this beard. I don't know about you guys.
It looks amazing. It doesn't look like 4 Matt Adlingtons. It looks like 3 Matt Adlingtons and Ali G in the corner up there. Where you, Phil?
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Yeah, I went full out with a shave today, mate. Yeah, going in for it. committed.
I'll be honest, I had an absolute nightmare. I went downstairs to get it on quickly, and my dad had chucked it in the bin, so I had to root through the bin. I was like, oh my God. I was like, do you
It
know
looks
where
like he's about to do a swimming gala.
I was like, do you know where the bin and the cup is? It's like, oh, I put it in the bin. I was like, what? So that's why I was so late, and then I tried to be like, nightmare. Can I say, not our idea. Oh.
So we are delighted to be sponsoring Ollie Coker for the season. Imagine being Ollie Coker, young, good looking, talented. Hard, isn't it? I can identify with that because I was young once. Not sure about the others, but yeah, I was young once. Believe it or not, long time ago.
Ollie Coker for the season. She's got a bit more
Yeah,
information
I've heard that
on
as well.
that.
Yeah.
Sounds
Great.
good news.
Well, considering he's not been in the team for the first 2 games, I imagine that was quite a bargain.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll bring him a bit of luck now. And I mean, we've got a lot of games coming thick and fast now, haven't we? Is it 5 games in space of a couple of weeks? Yeah, so I think squad rotation is going to be key, isn't it? I think there's going to be a lot more players that haven't had a chance to come in, and it's up to them to keep this shirt, isn't it? At the end of the day, like you're saying earlier, Matt, it's good competition to have, and it's how it should be. Everyone pushing each other. So I'm sure the likes of Coker, the others that ain't had a chance yet, will all be on fringe players that are coming in thinking, I've really got to up my game to keep in this squad at least.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got so many options now. It's actually like I was saying before, like it's almost like we've got too many players now. We've got one of the biggest squads in the league, I think, which is mad.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can definitely field like nearly a second 11, really. Which if we've got the cup games and competitions coming up, it gives us that opportunity. And especially that Christmas period where we know it's quite a congested fixture. It's good to have those options and that comfort, I guess, to call upon those players if need be.
Absolutely. Where has Phil gone? He's doing what you do,
I
Matt. Disappearing.
Just letting you guys do all the hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think he's got some other interviews lined up, hasn't he? But obviously we'll wait for him to come back online with those.
Yeah. So did anyone get their hands on the new 3rd kit then?
I didn't, no. I guess it's a good thing to talk about because it's been breaking the internet a little bit in Southend terms. But I didn't. I went in, and actually I went in just before kickoff. I say just before. I get there really early, so I got in there about 1:30 or something like that. So I was pretty pretty late to the club shop. The whole queue had gone. There was still some in my size that like a large, which was like I was thinking about it. I was toying with it. I was, not too sure, but I thought nah, because there's one thing about it. I'm very picky with football kits, but the badge being white just kind of it was the deal. It was the deal breaker for me. If it was fully gold, I'd be like a gold and a little bit of clear background maybe. But I'm just very picky. I'm weird like that.
You know what? I thought the actual the launch video was very good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't actually realise it was a play on Man United's Alexis reveal. So I know obviously with Alexis LOS, he's probably a little bit of Marmite, love him or loathe him, but I see quite a bit of like, why is this guy, this local guy, burst onto the scene? What was he being used for? And to be fair, he's a talent. He can play the piano fairly well.
Yeah.
And then it weren't until I see a couple of days later that there was a link, I think, with the Man United video from when Alexis signed for them. And I thought, oh, very well done. Yeah, really well put together, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't really pick up on that at the time, but then when I saw the video afterwards, I kind of remembered that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, of course." But I didn't really.
I think he actually put that on himself. He put it on his own Instagram, saying that he didn't realise it was kind of like a kind of homage to them, really. That it was the same kind of idea, and I thought it was a good idea because obviously he actually wore Alexis on the back of his shirt when he played at United. So I thought, yeah, it's good, good bit of promo, isn't it, for us all?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, I am back. So we've just got we got one Matt Adlington now. one and a bit. Right, where were we? So right, bear with me, guys. Were you talking about the new shirts?
Yeah, we were just discussing the promo video for it, and obviously the sales.
I see what you mean about that white badge thing. I can see it on what Phil's wearing now.
Yeah. I just thought with that kit, the only thing I'd say about it is imagine that badge, but without white, it was just clear behind so you could see the black. If that was just gold,
that'd be nice. Yeah.
Thin kit, but for me, yeah. I'm
You know
weird and
what I
picky.
quite liked as well? I noticed Tamworth shirts, their badge is actually like just all one colour, which I looked quite like the look of. It was just like a solid black, I think it was, or solid white. Yeah, well, it looked quite smart.
Right. Let's pick up where I died. So the winner of the comp last week. We should have a drum roll actually. Let's find that. So we set out competition last week to predict the scores. I've got to say actually, well done to I think it was Milo and Cody who both said 2-0. The Mayors, they both said 2-0, so they were spot on. Who else said 2-0? Was it you, Charlie, or was it Finn? I think it was Finn and Emily, wasn't it?
No, I went for a 3-0 this week, so
you got that wrong.
Yeah, I think it was me and Finn.
Yeah, I think it was. We'll look back and we'll find out. So let's have a drum roll. There we go. So it was Jay Davis, one of our TikTok followers. He said 2-0. And get this, he also said the goal scorers would be GSM and Charlie Kendall. So he was bang on, got it right. So I'll get the book to you.
yeah, should have put a few quid on that, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he could send me his lottery numbers, then I'll give him the book for this week. It's a fair exchange, I think. So, yeah, well done, Jay Davis. Book will be coming to you. Okay, let's go with, we got Gussie next on Teammates. So enjoy this.
So, best and worst dressed. Best is Charlie Kendall. Worst is James Morton. Best and worst trainer. Probably best trainer I'll give Norton. Worst trainer I'll give myself that. I'm rubbish in training. Worst playlist. I'd go Colin. Bad songs there. Team Joker. We've got a few. I reckon maybe Harry Taylor, Tom Hopper. Maybe myself in there as well with that. Who's always late? Who's always late? Harry Taylor, always late. Most intelligent, I'm going to give that to Nathan Ralph. He's a smart man. Who needs help? I think we all need help, but Harry Taylor needs help the most, definitely. Who pays the most attention to themselves in the mirror? Charlie Kendall. What's the most creative excuse you've heard for missing training? I've heard the dogs are fighting. That's what I've heard. And that's the guy who tackles everyone, so work that one out. In-ground skills, Daz or Benno. I'll give that to Daz. He wins that all the time,
Yeah, that was GSM. Bloody seagulls everywhere. When you try and interview the players, they're just everywhere. They're an absolute nightmare. Rats in the sky, I call them. So, yeah, that was GSM. Next up, we have the ladies.
The Southend United ladies with Emily and Chloe.
So we'll start with Emily. Southend ladies lost their opening game, 4-0 to Chelmsford ladies. I think you had quite a few players missing, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we were a bit thin on the ground yesterday. I don't think it helped with injuries in select positions as well during the game. I think that kind of contributed to our downfall quite soon. But yeah, we were struggling for numbers yesterday, and I think when in this league you need depth where you can turn to your bench and say, right, we need some legs, we need to start pushing forward or doing whatever. And I think we did kind of struggle with that a little bit yesterday. Yeah.
So you mentioned injuries. Obviously, Molly came back in goal, and then unfortunately she went injured. I think it was a groin strain about 10 minutes in, which obviously didn't help the momentum. And Chelmsford are very quick free front players. So yeah, that kind of went against us, didn't it?
Yeah, I think Chelmsford they're quite renowned for being quite a ruthless team up front. I think we know they've got a lot of kind of attacking power, and Molly's kind of one of our arguably the most influential players. She's a real kind of presence in goal, and I think we realise what we kind of don't have when she doesn't play. I think credit to Amber, she made some really, really good saves actually yesterday when she had to step up. I think probably could have been more had she not stepped up and kind of kept us in it as best she can. But yeah, I think also taking her out of obviously the back line, there's a lot of shuffling going on and people having to change mid game. I think it does kind of disrupt the flow a little bit, and yeah, it kind of didn't help us yesterday.
Chloe, we had a few new players started. How did you think they did?
Yeah, look, it's a tough game to come in, isn't it, when we're struggling with depth in the squad, but all of them really held their own. I think shout out to Zoe and Jodie. I thought they really shone throughout the game. Jodie especially, I'm sure Emily would agree. Chelmsford have a really good player in the middle, and Jodie just really held her own against her. And considering she's
Yeah, brilliant
very
play.
young, against a player like Zoe Russian, who's played Tier 3 National League, I think she smashed it against her. So yeah.
I meant to ask you, who was our? Can you remember who was our number 16 in the middle? Quite a tall girl.
Might have been Zoe.
Yeah,
I thought she was excellent.
Yeah, she's great. Was that her first game?
yeah,
Pert?
she's new. I think she come from a couple of leagues
Hobie.
below.
Yeah.
So I think it's a tough advert for the league, but I think it's that's what the league's going to be like, and I think we're not going to come up against a team in this league that's going to give us an easy ride. So I think having Zoe in the middle, kind of commanding where she wants the ball, I think it'll be good.
We've lost Stevie this season as well to university, and she's a fantastic player. So I think Zoe slotting in, it's great for us.
Yeah, I was very impressed with her. Say she was getting a lot of good tackles in. She had great touch, turning players. She had a bit of everything. She reminded me a bit of Roy Keane when he played for Man United. Great presence in that middle. So, once you get a few of your players back, then I'm sure, you'll go from strength to strength. You've got Needham Market next. What can you tell me about them, Emily?
I think they come down from the league above last year. I think that says it all. We know they're going to be a strong team. Can expect goals. I think they scored a couple of goals in their game yesterday. I think they lost, or they might have drawn. Sorry,
it was 3-3.
I feel like they drew 3-3. So there's going to be goals in the game. So yeah, I think we can expect some goals in that one too.
Yeah, so that's I think Needham. Where is Needham? It's about a couple of hours away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up which way?
Suffolk way.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, gotcha. But yeah, tough. I mean, 3-0 at half time is always going to be tough to turn that around. But I thought second half we kind of seemed a bit more composed on the ball. I think we shut them off a lot more. Obviously, they got a fourth. But yeah, I thought we were a lot better in the second half. But yeah, tough first game, definitely. And like you say, Chelmsford were really good on the ball, very, very quick up front. But yeah, listen, we won't forget.
In the reverse fixture, I think we'll get the win. I think we've just got to settle into the season, and like I can't speak highly enough of the girls. Like on paper, we've got a league-winning squad. So I think
absolutely.
When we play them next, I think it will be a complete different story.
There you go, Chloe's looking for revenge already.
Absolutely. I think last year it was between probably 2 or 3 teams, us and Chelmsford included, of who was going to go up. And I think kind of player for player, I wouldn't suggest there's much between. I just think we just had a bad day yesterday. They took their chances, we didn't. I think it was a case of that. And I think, as Chloe said, next time it's going to be a different story.
Well, like I say, get it out the way early, and we go on and push on from here. Yeah. Okay. Well done, girls. Right, we've got.
Sorry, Phil. I was just going to say, girls. Obviously, you're away this Sunday. When is your next home fixture? If anyone wants to come down and watch you at home.
Let me have. I've actually got
the 31st of August.
Things off. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that Colney Heath in the cup? Yeah.
Conley Heath.
We've put all of our home games on. What's the handle called, Chloe? On Insta.
Southend.
If they're on there, if you just type in
Southend
Southend
United
United ladies, it'll come
yeah.
up. It'll come up. And I think Chloe's made a great graphic of like when we're at home, like our first six, with the dates and stuff. So it's all on there.
After Needham, I think you've got
I think
3 or 4 home games in a row.
Well, if we get hold of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day out. I enjoyed it. So it'd be good to get down and support them, and say hopefully we'll be back to winning very, very soon. Okay, so we've got about a 10-minute interview with he's known as Shrimper John on socials. Jon Humphrey, following the team for 1,000 games. So enjoy. Right, I'm really excited about our next guest. With me is Jon Humphrey, otherwise known as Shrimper John on social media. John, welcome to Talking Shrimpers podcast.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation.
No problem. So John brings a great story to us. Now, last season, you hit a personal landmark as a Southend fan, 1,000 games home and away. So there's probably quite a few supporters that have unknowingly hit that target, but you kept a log of every one, which is amazing. Was it an Excel sheet? I think I read.
Yeah, so basically I had major back surgery in 2004, so I was pretty much bedridden for about sort of 8 to 10 weeks. So I've always bought a program at every football match I've ever been to, all bar maybe a couple that I couldn't get one for.
Yeah.
So I just got my programs down. I got my wife to bring the programs down from the loft. She gave me my laptop, and then I started the spreadsheet, because I think previously to that, someone had actually asked me how many games you think you've been to, and you could probably throw one, throw a figure out, 200, 300, 400, whatever it might be, but no one has an exact number necessarily. So I thought, well, actually, that could be quite an interesting thing to do. So I started that in 2004. And after spending all that time doing it, it made sense to then carry it on.
Yeah.
So I've carried it on. And then when I started taking Ben when he was 6, I started the same process with him. So he's now got a spreadsheet as well, although it's me that updates it.
Fantastic.
Still. So he's going to hit 500 games, I think, this year.
Wow.
Or this season. So yeah. So yeah, that's the long and the short of it, really.
Amazing. So must be great to go back and review, so many memories, good and bad, probably more bad actually than anything with Southend. Which game was your 1,000th? Can you recall?
It was Solihull away last season.
Solihull away. I think we got to win that there, didn't we?
We won 4-2.
Yeah, that was 4-2. It. Yeah.
And it was good. A lot of my close friends that I go home and away with, they were there. My mum was there
Brilliant.
as well. Ben was with me. Ben had got me a shirt with
saw that
John and 1,000 on the back and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Solihull away 4-2 was the one. So not a bad game for my 1,000.
No, not at all. So yeah, I've always kept like I say, programs of games I've attended, and often I look back. Brilliant. I'm not a big fan of these digital programs now. I don't know what you think about that. I'm very kind of old school.
Can't stand them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it if you're listening, Southend. Yeah, I mean, I get it. They are a bit of dust collector, and wife moans a bit sometimes. But listen, it's great to just look back at some of those old memories. Looking back at the programs every now and then, you see old faces. Just brilliant.
I think so. I mean, it's always quite frightening when you look back and you look at the price that we paid for them as well. 10p, some cases 5p, I think 20p,
yeah.
And then obviously now we're paying £3.50, £4 for a program. But I think they're brilliant. Looking at the old programs, it's quite interesting. I've had a conversation with Ben quite recently, actually, to say to him, look, when my time on the earth is up, what of my memorabilia? I've got so much memorabilia around the house. What is it you would want?
Yeah.
And I talk to them about the programs, because they're in the loft, and every now and again I go up there and have a bit of a look when I'm looking around up there. But and he said, well, really, I'd only really want to keep the programs that mean something particularly special. So maybe when we've got promoted, or a big cup game, or something like that. I'm at a point now where I've got more than 1,000 up there, because I've obviously got England games and other games I've been to as well.
Of course.
So there's a lot up there, but it is quite fun looking back on them. And even so, when you go back to the early days, the programs were only about maybe 20 pages long, maybe 30 pages long, mostly black and white.
Yeah.
Not a lot of colour at all.
Showing your age, John, now.
I feel my age after yesterday's. But it's quite interesting how they've evolved over time as well. And actually, I think the Southend programme currently is pretty good, actually, for
Yeah,
National
it
League. I mean,
is.
some
It
of the ones
is.
we get naturally, some of the ones you get nationally, you're talking more than half of the pages are just adverts. So I do quite like the Southend
Yeah,
programme. I
it's
wish it
brilliant.
was a little bit bigger at times, but I still think it's a pretty good thing to have.
Yeah,
Match days,
credit to the
definitely.
club. It is a great program, I've got to say. I think it's really improved as well the last couple of years. So yeah, keep it going, guys. Great work. Now I'm sure there's been, as I said, lots of miserable memories amongst that lot. But listen, not miserable. Let's talk about your standouts. Give me your top three if you can.
Oh gosh, I mean, where do you start with that? I mean, it's interesting. I was thinking about this in the car when I was coming back just before I called you. And I mean, I think the standout's always going to be the promotion winning games, whether
Yeah.
that was at Peterborough, which was my first. Actually, Peterborough was my first away game whenever I was then 13, I think, when we won promotion. David Crown scored twice.
Oh, what a player!
That was
What
my
a
first
player!
away game. Well, he's still in my. He'd be in my top 11.
Me too.
So that was my first away game, and we won promotion. So I think in some ways that's quite a special one. I think winning at Wembley against Wickham in the playoff final, that has to be up there because I think it's such a huge thing. And again, I was there with family, with friends. It was something we shared together, and probably. So many, but I think probably beating Man United. I think in the League Cup, it was such a huge occasion for the club.
Yeah, what a result!
And they were good. They were still a good team. They're not the Man United of now. They were a bloody good team. When you look at the players who played in that game, as
Rooney,
Ronaldo, Rooney, John O'Shea, all these sort of, they although it wasn't exactly their absolute strongest 11, they were still a team of international players.
Yeah, totally.
And it, I mean, Darryl Flahaven and an absolute worldie that day as well, and obviously Freddie Eastwood got his goal. But I think when you analyse and look at the game, we thoroughly deserved it. So probably those three. So my first away game, which got us promotion, I think that was 86, 87 maybe, off the top of my head. Certainly Wickham at the playoff final at Wembley, and then Man United, the League Cup, purely just for what it was, really.
Yeah. So thinking about away games, I've seen a lot of your stuff on social media. You always have a great time when you go away, with your mates and stuff. Where's been your favourite days out?
Whatever, or in terms of National League?
Yeah, anywhere.
I mean, I have a huge dislike for Dagenham for a whole number of reasons, but Dagenham away is actually and I mean, to be fair, since we've been National League, Dagenham and Barnet away have been absolutely brilliant away days. You go on the train, you can have a good drink up, and off you go. But I think if we look more recently, I think when you look at National League, I think going back to places like Chesterfield, Oldham, York, since they've come back, and York's a brilliant away day, despite the last 2 years have been dreadful results. But I think when you go back to some of the old school football grounds, even Halifax, I mean, it's a hell of a journey, but I quite like their ground. I mean, it's a shame that only 2/4 of it get used, but I think going back to some of these old league grounds, I think are quite special. Beyond that, we've not really had a cup run, have we, in the last God knows how many years? So if you go back to when we, Everton away in the FA Cup, Sheffield Wednesday away in the FA Cup, Huddersfield away in the FA Cup, some of these big sides that we've played in the Cup, Chelsea, Stamford Bridge,
of course,
they're very special as well. But I think strangely, losing Barnet and Dagenham last year were a bit, because I think from a supporting point of view, we always take huge numbers there. We go on the train, they're cracking days out.
Yeah.
But I think at the moment, I'd say probably York away, I think, is a pretty special one.
Yeah, nice place.
We won there 2-0 the first time, didn't we? We were behind the goal, and obviously the last two seasons haven't been quite so good. But it's a lovely city. I always find the York fans pretty decent to get along with, apart from the odd one or two. But yeah.
Well, they're going to be a tough team in this division this year, aren't they? But hopefully we can go there and get a result.
Yesterday, didn't they? So I
true.
think we're going to be playing. We're playing in a week on Wednesday. We're playing
correct.
I think it might be quite a good time. It'd be a good time to catch them actually.
Yeah.
We should. He says we should get a result against Tamworth. They lost at home to Scunthorpe yesterday, so we should get a result next week. If we can get 6 points going into York at home, then I think it's not quite a free hit, but I think it's a game we should go in with.
Yeah, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? That would set it up lovely.
Yeah, well, they've made a lot of changes, haven't they?
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes time to bed, so we might be playing them at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. So you said Ben has started the trend now. So he's on 500 this year, did you say?
I think, I think he's on about 4, maybe after yesterday, he might be on like 480, 485, something
Wow.
like that.
So maybe we'll
When
get
you
him
say
on at
Ben started the
500.
trend,
Yeah.
well, when you say Ben started the trend, he hasn't started the trend. I carried on my
Yeah.
trend.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's quite happy to look at the stats, but he has no interest in updating it all.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely get him on at 500. And for you, I guess the next target will be 1,500. So that'll be in about, 15, 20 years' time. We'll get you back.
Yeah, I mean, maybe soon. I mean, we only really miss, sort of 3 or 4 games a season, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm scheduled to miss 2 this season. Scunthorpe away and Boreham Wood away. But other than that, the calendar's pretty clear. I've got a very understanding wife and daughter, and they understand our passion and understand we need to do it because it's what we do. So she's very good, my wife, in terms of organising our social diary around home games, away games, free weekends, whatever it might be. So hopefully, what's the average? Let's say average 42 games a season. So maybe in the next sort of 10, hopefully certainly within 15 years, I would hope, definitely.
Let's put it in a diary, shall we? Put it in there now.
Let's hope we're still here then.
Yeah, indeed. Well, listen, John, great to have you on. You've definitely clocked up a lot of mileage for the club, home and away. Long may it continue. And thanks for sharing your journey and up the Shrimpers.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope. Yesterday was, we set a mark, haven't we, from yesterday? So let's hope we can really push on. I thought, we really, really played well yesterday. It was a proper. I said it was one of the most complete away performances I've seen in a long, long time. So let's hope that's set the marker and we can push on this season. Definitely.
Yeah, indeed. Good to speak to you, John.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Thank you, mate. Best. Cheers.
Excellent. That was Shrimper John on 1,000 games. And we mentioned York City. That's just a couple of days away now, Matt. He mentioned, obviously, they've signed a lot of players. They're very, very strong. Ollie Pearce up front. How big a game is that going to be?
Oh, it's a huge game. Obviously, they're going to be out there challenging this year. So whatever we do against them will probably be a fair marker on how we're going to finish the season, I would imagine. What I would say, after watching the Truro game against York, Truro played some good football, and I think we're capable of better than what Truro could do. So I honestly think that we can get right at York. I really do believe that if we just play our game, they're there for the taking, because they didn't look like they were dealing with it very well at all in the footage I saw.
Yeah, I agree with Matt, to be honest. Definitely, I think it's going to be a tough test against York. I do think it's going to be tough, but I think we've probably had the better start. We have had the better start to the season, and yeah, they've made some good signings. Like, as much as I'm always really positive, I do think York are a top side. They make some top signings. Greg Ollie, for example, I think is an absolutely quality signing. And there's a lot of others like Ollie Banks as well. Has great experience at this level. They made some brilliant signings. But yeah, to be honest, maybe because I'm a bit deluded, but I think we're going to win. And I feel quite confident going into the game. And I think rightly so to be confident, because we've had a brilliant start. They've had a bit of a rocky start. I mean, they've had an okay start, but it's not been the dream start quite like we've had, really. So yeah, I feel confident going into the game, to be honest.
Now, Charlie, it looks like Ralphie's going to probably be out. How do you see Kev shaping it up? Do you think he's going to bring Gubbins into the back three, or do you think he'll go for a back four again? What do you think he might do?
No, to be honest with you, I think with Ralph, it sounds like it's a dead leg, isn't it? So if he isn't able to recover in time for that, I think it'll be a case of Gubbins coming in as a straight replacement. We know that York are probably going to provide us a completely different sort of test to the last 2 games we've had. We knew that Tamworth, we knew what their threat was going to be, that, they're going to be aiming for those long throw-ins, putting it right on top of the keeper and just being a nuisance, quite a physical team. York, they're a good team. They're a strong team. They've been up there for the last couple of seasons for a reason. And they're a good footballing side, so they're going to give us a different test. But I think we will certainly match up to that, and we'll be more than capable of holding our own, I'm sure.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Back at Roots Hall under the floodlights. We had a good record last season, I have to say, midweek.
And on that bombshell, he's gone again. Yeah, it
Didn't know
sounds
what you
like
were saying at all.
Phil is having some real issues. I guess he's doing the rounds, just finding out what everyone's thinking. So I guess over to you, girls. Emily, what do you reckon for the game?
I think if we're going to want to go up and we're going to be pushing for promotion, we're going to have to be competing against teams like York. Both teams got goals in them. Both teams going to concede. So I think there's going to be goals in the game. But as I said, if we're going to be pushing for that promotion, they were up there last year. We're going to need to be at the races with them every single time we play teams like York.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I suppose Chloe as well, I think Phil touched on it earlier, didn't he? He was saying about top two now with Walker coming off at half time. Now, I don't know if that was down to an injury or if it was just, Kev needed to change it up a little bit. Can you see him starting again, or do you think he'll be Hopper and Kendall, or as Matt said earlier, will Dallas be starting?
I'd like to see Dallas start. I'm not really sure, if I'm brutally honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough calling it. I suppose there's so many choices now. It's just whether or not Dallas is fit enough to start. I mean, he's had a half-hour run out the last couple of times now.
I know we've touched on it already, but I think it's so healthy to have a competition. I think if he has a good 45, there's no reason why he can't then continue into the second half and 60 minutes when legs getting tired, change it up. If not, and if he's maybe got one in the first half scored, maybe keep him on. You just don't know, do you? Is he going to be better off the bench? Is he going to be better for the last 30 minutes? You just don't know. But I guess we'll see. I think it's really telling this week.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good game, and I think it'll put a good marker on how far we've come this season. We've strengthened quite well, I feel, and I think we'll definitely it'll be a good benchmark to see actually, are we able to compete against the big boys in this league now and really have a go at it, and could we win it ourselves? I've just had a message from Phil, and he's saying that he's still having connection issues. So what we're going to do is just going to go round, and we're going to get some do a roundup with predictions for this year and for this game. And we'll see if Finn and Emily can keep with their 100% record. So we'll kick things off with you then, Finn.
Try our best. Who was that, Charlie? Me? Yep.
Yeah, Finn. Yeah, we'll start with you.
Oh, this is difficult. It's a bit of pressure as well. I don't like this because I've had such a good start and I'll ruin my clean sheet.
You were looking very smug, I must admit, when Phil asked the scores earlier.
Been keeping a little mental note. This is difficult because as we've been talking about, York haven't had the best of starts. I guess another talking point is who's going to start in goal. I imagine it'd be Colin. I think it'd be harsh to bench him, but then it's also a little bit harsh to leave Hayes out. It's a bit of a difficult one, but I think you've got to start Colin. He's had two clean sheets in a row. He's like Superman. He gets those clean sheets, and I just don't really know how he does it. He's just every game he gets a clean sheet. But this is a difficult one. Part of me wants to say a 1-1 draw, but I don't know if I'm getting tempted into that because of that was what it was last season. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. That's what I'm going to go
Keeping
for.
the winning streak going. Sounds good. Matt?
I'm blindly optimistic about all of this. I just think we're going to. I honestly believe with the momentum that we've already got, we're going to win this game, and that could easily turn into a great run of form at the start of the season. I'm going to go 3-0. I don't see any reason why not. Honestly, I just think we're going to get at them. I think if Dallas starts, it's going to have the crowd up for it. It's going to be under the floodlights for the first time. Like York haven't had the strongest start, as we've said. I can just see us steamrolling them early and taking control of the game.
Yeah, I suppose it's like Phil said in his interview, didn't it? It could be a good time to play them. They're still, trying to figure each other out and gel as a team. So, because we'll wait and see come when is it? Wednesday, isn't it now?
3-0.
Chloe?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep the consistency, go for a win. I do think we'll concede, but I do think we'll win 2-1. Like I said, yeah, keep the consistency, and hopefully we can sort of adopt that mentality monster mindset and go on a mad run.
Yeah, happy days, fantastic. And then Emily, sorry.
As I said, I think there's going to be goals. I think both teams will probably score. I'd love to sit here and say we're going to win, but I think they're going to be tough. I was going to go 2-2. I think there's probably scope for a lot of goals. It's going to be a lot of pressure up front. I think we're going to be pressed a lot defensively. But as Matt said, get us under the lights, and then he's a bit of a special occasion, isn't it? I did see on the Instagram actually they just posted that I think it's 70 years of Roots Hall on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So call it a special occasion. I don't know. It might swing in our favour, but yeah, I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, you know what? Funny enough, sorry, go on, and that.
I was just say 70 years is amazing, isn't it? Because Roots all don't look a day over 80 years old, really.
I know, yeah, you feel every part of it, don't it, at the moment? But yeah, I'm with you, Emily. I think my gut's saying a 2-2 draw. I'd love to sit here and go, another 2-0 win, a clean sheet. But in the back of my mind, yeah, it's still early days, and can we keep that winning streak going? It'd be great to carry on that momentum. But yeah, I think they're going to be a different proposition to us. And yeah, I was thinking it's going to be a score draw either way, either a 1 or 2, but I'm probably leaning more towards a
Yeah, I
2-2
agree.
draw myself.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got to give some recognition to Charlie as a super sub, coming in last minute, filling in for Phil as the lead host. Oh, I like that. Well done, Charlie. You're the
super sub.
It's very much sink or swim, and we'll find out what viewing figures are like come the second half if they've absolutely plummeted and everyone's dropped off.
But to be fair, it's been a funny episode. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, those of you that are listening, fair play to you if you're still sticking with us. It's we've had a lot of connectivity issues, live feed for you. I guess it's to be expected. But just to finish off, I guess we're a bit of a shameless plug, but we're trying to grow our brand. We know we're quite new on the scene. It's still a learning curve for all of us. So if you are listening or watching us on YouTube, please just hit a like, subscribe, share it with your mates. It does go a long way, and it helps us, with what we're doing. So you find us on all social media. If you sort of search just the Talking Podcast across, X, Twitter, all the same thing, isn't it? Instagram, TikTok. It'll mean a lot. And also we're now on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Music, I believe now. So we should be across all your streaming platforms for you to listen to, whichever way you choose. I guess all it's to say is, up the shrimpers, and thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.